Time to wake up! A voice startled Claire awake. Groggily, opening her eyes for the second time, Claire was surprised to see that the forest was brighter, relative to when she had fallen asleep. It was still dark, but it was bright enough to let her know that the sun had risen. In front of her was Brooke. Wait. Claire tried to comprehend what was happening. Wasn't I supposed to take watch? She asked her sister. What happened? Brooke smiled. Take this. She was holding a plate in each hand. On top of it was cooked meat, instead of the raw one she had the night before. Cooked? Claire asked. She wasn't expecting them to cook the meat and just have them eat raw meat for the entire time. Enjoy the liver, huh? Brooke chuckled at Claire's reaction. We decided to cook the meat since there was so much of it. Though it's okay to eat it raw since we store it below ground to keep it fresh. The taste isn't as good. The sun is up too, so we don't have to worry about losing our night vision, she explained. Wordlessly, Claire took the plate of meat from Brooke's hand. Next to Claire, Hannah was groaning as she woke up. What's happening? We decided that since the two of you got injured, it would be better to let your bodies heal, Brooke said to Hannah. Hannah took the plate that was in Brooke's other hand. Thanks for the breakfast. She smiled appreciatively. The energy inside should help your body finish healing. Enough where you can handle a fight if more monsters attack us. Brooke got up. Just enjoy your breakfast. We'll be continuing soon. She proceeded to walk over to where Abby and Tommy were standing with the others. Compared to the liver, the cooked meat was slightly tougher. In addition to the lack of seasoning, it wasn't as enjoyable. Claire mechanically ate the steak in her hand. On the plate were several large steaks. Just eyeing the meat, Claire guessed that there were several pounds of meat. You'd think this would be too much, Claire said to Hannah with her mouth full. Swallowing the meat in her mouth, Hannah nodded. I think it's our bodies needing the nutrients, not only to heal, but to recover from the fight. Claire nodded in agreement as she swallowed and took another bite. As she ate, she tried to get a sense of how her body was doing from the fight. It was then she noticed something. My arm. It doesn't really hurt anymore. She had just realized how she was holding the plate with her injured arm. Aside from a slight itching feeling and stinging sensation, the wound didn't seem to be an issue. Though the injured arm had minor issues, Claire could tell that the rest of her body felt stronger than before. As she tore through the meat, it wasn't very difficult. The energy felt as though it was flowing into her. After finishing the first steak, Hannah said, My leg barely hurts. Even when I move it, the pain is manageable. She bent the leg that had been wounded. It's the same with my arm. If I didn't know any better, I'd have guessed it was due to sleeping against a tree or something, and not due to a wolf clamping its teeth on it. Claire stuffed her mouth full of the remainder of the steak she'd been eating, and then held the plate with a free hand. Raising the injured arm, she clenched her hand into a fist. Still hurting? Hannah asked. Claire shook her head. There's just minor discomfort. She eyed the area that had the bite marks to see that there were now only red marks. I guess Brooke was right that we'd likely be ready for another fight after eating, Hannah said before stuffing her face with the wolf steak. Feeling more optimistic, the somewhat bland meal didn't seem as disappointing with the knowledge that their bodies were getting stronger. It wasn't long until all the meat on their plates had been devoured. I feel like I could use another nap. Claire laughed as she slowly got up. Compared to the night before, the process of getting back up wasn't difficult. Seeing Hannah trying to get up, she offered a hand to help her friend.